What's going on, guys? Today we're going to change the oil on my wife's 2021 Kia Sedona. So here's a list of tools that we're going to need today. We're going to need a socket wrench. We're going to need a 17mm socket. We're going to need a 27mm socket. We're going to need a torque wrench to torque it down. We're going to need 7 quarts of oil. It's going to be full synthetic SAE 5W30, a oil filter, an oil drain pan that you can go ahead and take to Advanced Auto Parts or whatever and get them to dispose of it for free. I use ramps. You guys can use ramps or jack stands. I like to use this little pad I got from Walmart so that there's no stains on the driveway after I'm done. And that's it. That's all the tools that we need for this oil change. So the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and loosen the oil cap. This is going to relieve the pressure so that when we take the oil drain plug off, the oil is going to drain right down into the pan. There's not going to be any air that's going to come and make the oil go everywhere. We're going to place the oil drain pan underneath the vehicle. We're going to take out this right here so it drains and it goes into the collection pan. There's the drain bolt right there. That drain plug is a 17mm, so we're going to go ahead and loosen that, take that out, and let the oil drain out. All right, so I went ahead and loosened it up. So now it's unfortunately, I was not able to do this while the engine was cold. My wife just got home and I have a little bit of daylight left. So the engine is hot, so that means the oil is going to be hot. So I'm going to loosen as much as I can. I'm going to let the bolt drop into the pan. I will collect the bolt after the fact. Just please don't burn yourself if you're doing this while the engine's warm. Actually, it's not that bad. Got some oil on my hands there. Make sure you use gloves if you want to. Let's turn the pan around, make sure it's draining right. There we go, good. So that right there is why I put the little carpet down, so it doesn't get all over the driveway. So we're gonna sit there and let that drain out for a few minutes until it's completely done, and then the next step is gonna be to take off the oil filter cap and change the oil filter. So while the oil is draining, I want to go ahead and look at the oil filter with you guys. So it's going to come with obviously the oil filter, the gasket that goes around the oil filter casing, and then this right here, which is like a crush plug. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the drain plug right here, and see how it has that little metal ring right there. We're going to take that metal ring off and then put the new one on. Super simple right there, comes right off, and then we're just gonna put the new one on. And as soon as the oil quits draining, which it's almost done, we'll go ahead and replug it up, and then we'll move the oil filter. All right, so it's pretty much done. So I got the new crush plug on there, or the crush washer, sorry. And I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in the hole here and tighten it up. We're only gonna tighten it finger tight. All right, we'll torque it down to, I believe it's 25 foot-pounds once we get everything in. So now we're gonna go ahead and take the 27mm, put it up on here, and then undo this to get the oil filter out. All right, so this is what the 27mm looks like. Stick it right on here. Knock it loose and then untighten it and then get it off. Now after you loosen it a little bit, it's going to start leaking oil just like that. So let it sit there for a minute. Now I have seen the YouTube or the TikTok hacks where they put a solo cup on there and they get the oil that way. I mean, this is at an angle, and if you just sit there for a minute and let it leak down like this, you're good to go. You don't need a Red Solo cup or a Starbucks cup or anything like that. So we'll give it a minute, let it leak down, remove it, and replace the filter. Make sure you use a new gasket. Do not reuse the old gasket that's on the cap. All right, so this is what it looks like here. Oil filter's out, here's the cap. See that red thing there? That's the gasket. We're gonna put a new one on it that came with the filter. All right, so now the new black gasket right there is on there. Rub a little oil on it to get it nice and lubricated. We're gonna put the new filter in. Yeah. Just like that. Push it down, and we'll go ahead and put it on there. The torque rating is 35 Newton meters, which is 25.8 foot-pounds of torque in order to tighten this down. It's the same with the drain plug. All right, so get out your torque wrench, set it to the proper pounds. So I have mine set. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and torque them down, 25.8 foot-pounds. All right, so here we go here. So we're gonna put this on there, and we're gonna torque it down. I don't know if I can do this at the same time, but we're gonna try. All right, I cannot do this and hold the phone at the same time, so I'm gonna go ahead and have to stop. All right, everything has been torqued down properly, 25.8 foot-pounds, or 28, 25, 26, right in there. I'm cleaning everything up just a little bit, wiping stuff off to make sure there's no drippage. Good to go. All right, so now I just gotta fill it with oil. All right, so the last thing we need to do is go ahead and fill it up with oil. You need 7 total quarts. You need a funnel for this. I unfortunately cannot find a funnel to save my life. I don't know where the wife put it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it in there very carefully. And that's it. The oil change is done. As soon as it's the oil is in there, I'm going to put the cap back on, and we're done. Just make sure it's SAE 5W30. I used the full synthetic Quaker steak. It was the cheapest one. I change my oil every 5,000 miles in both my vehicles, so I just go with whatever is cheaper. I don't need the 20,000 miles or the 10,000 miles, so as I do it every 5,000 miles. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thank you.